Hey guys, it's Bethany, your crafty BFF, and today I am on with a little bit of a easy tutorial. This is a lot more of a simple tutorial than I generally do, but I thought it was a fun one. So I have joined the Pink Shaker group swap that's being hosted by Vicky, who is the self-made crafter here on YouTube and over on Instagram. And we had to make um a pink Christmas shaker and a sequins mix. And I'm extra. I couldn't decide between the two uh shaker embellishments I wanted to create, so I did create two, and then I have yet to do my sequins mix because I ordered some more sequins and shaker bits and things like that. But and then the other thing we had to do for the swap was to package it nicely. So I created this little booklet pouch thing that is housing my embellishments. There's a random piece of paper in here. um I created this little booklet with these vellum envelopes uh, with a seam binding closure, and I thought it was a really fun little project, and that you guys might like to see a tutorial on it. So um, I'm going to show you how to make this. Um, Before we get started, I do want to just say, you can definitely decorate the cover however you want. I just haven't had a chance to decorate it yet, but this was 100% inspired by Michelle, who is Pink Strawberries here on YouTube. She has a tutorial for a bigger vellum envelope just like this, and in her video she actually says, you could like do like a little connector piece and put two of them together, and I said, let's do that. That's great. And then I can house both of my embellishments. Let me show you these embellishments I created real quick just so you can see. This is a die from KS Craft. It is the largest mitten in a set of different size mitten dies that comes in the set. And so it is pretty large. Let me see. Let me measure it for you so you can get an idea of how big of an embellishment that this little project can hold. So it is just under 5 inches tall and just under 4 inches wide. So there's the first one that I created. Love how it turned out. Love this little snowman guy. So that goes in this pocket. And then in this pocket, I created this embellishment, this shaker embellishment, and decorated it. I made these flowers, the bottle cap embellishment, and die cut the leaves and made the little shaker mix that's inside there. I love how they came out. And so, like I said, I needed to find a way to package them nicely, and so this is what I came up with. And let's get started. For your pockets, you need a piece, and if you're now, you could totally just make just the vellum envelope and just do it, just make one vellum envelope. But in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to connect them together to make a little booklet. But it's also like a bonus tutorial because you can figure out if you just want to do one little pocket. So, like I said, you can you need a 6x6 piece of paper. Now, I like to stitch on my projects, so I have already stitched on these. You definitely don't have to stitch. You can just do your scoring. So I did do my scoring before I stitched. So with your 6x6 inch piece of paper, you're going to score at a 1/2 inch on 3 sides. So 1/2 inch, turn it to the right, 1/2 inch, turn it to the right, and 1/2 inch again. So like I said, 1/2 inch on 3 sides, and then I stitched on this side to just so that it would have that nice detail when you fold it over. So for both of those, you're going to score at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. Where is my bone folder? Things are disappearing around here. Probably because I haven't cleaned off my desk. There's both of them. Okay. So you're going to score, and then you want to fold over on your scores and varnish on all 3 sides for both pockets. Like I said, I did pre-score and pre-stitch on these, but I thought I would demonstrate for you. After you've folded and varnished all your 1/2 inch score marks, you want to take some double-sided tape and put it along the inside of your pocket, the inside of your 1/2 inch scores. Now, you guys know if you watch my channel regularly, you know that I mostly use wet glue and don't do the whole double-sided tape thing. But when it comes to vellum does not like wet glue. It tends to wrinkle, and so that's why I opted to do the double-sided tape for this project. So that's why I suggest the double-sided tape, because we're working with vellum here. Excuse me. And once you have that double-sided tape on there, it's a good idea to press it down with your bone folder, especially if you stitched, to get it worked in there. So I'm going to do that to both of my pockets. If I can get it on there. Come on, tape. Sometimes you just got to rip the end off and start again. Okay, so once you have your double-sided tape on your, oops, I didn't put it all the way over here on this side. I meant to bring it all the way to the edge there. And I'm going to varnish these down just so the backing of the tape comes off a little easier. I'm going to take, now I'm going to get my scissors, and we're going to cut off these corners. I like to stay to the right of the corner where the score marks meet. Stay to the right of that so that you don't cut off too much, right? Because then when you fold it up together, they might not meet together. So definitely stay to the right of your your score marks. And then do the same to your second pocket. If you can see the lines any better on there. There we go. And now you need your 2 pieces of vellum. And your 2 pieces of vellum are going to be 4 7/8 by 5 3/8. I have those pre-cut here. So, like I said, 4 7/8 by 5 3/8. And what you want to do is line your vellum up in here. Just inside the score lines. I like to hold it down with my hand while I remove the backing of that the right side of it, and then I fold that over. and use my bone folder to varnish it down. And then I move to the left side, remove the backing of this tape, fold that over, and press down with my bone folder. And then I like to bring the bottom part up to overlap the top part, or the two side parts. So we're just folding that over and varnishing it down. So then you should have a pocket like this. I'm going to go ahead and do the second one. I'm going to line my vellum up just inside the score marks. Bring this up a little bit, like so. I'm going to hold it down while I remove the vellum down and keep it straight while I remove the backing of the tape with my pokey tool. Maybe. There we go. And fold that over. Varnish it down. And then do the same to the left side. Fold it over. And varnish it down. Finally, we do the back, or the bottom, I should say, and fold that up and press down. So there we have it. Now, if you really want to, you can take your circle punch and do like a half circle here at the top so that they can reach in easier, but you can see it is it does open up pretty nicely. Okay, so next you need the lids for your pockets. Your lids are you need two of those, and they are 4 7/8 by 3 inches. You can see I already cut, scored, and stitched on the front of my pockets. What is on my stuff tonight? There's something, I don't know. Okay. So 4 7/8 wide by 3 inches tall. On your 3-inch side, you're going to score at 1.5. So score at 1.5 on both of those. And you can see that I did stitch, like I said, I did stitch on the front of my pockets, and I rounded the corners of my lid. That's optional. You definitely don't have to do that, but you would just round your corners with your corner punch. And then let's move this out of the way. Now, your pocket is 5 inches wide, and we cut this at 4 7/8, so it should fit down in there perfectly. Now, and I'm not putting it here on the back like this. Okay, I'm not putting it on the back. I'm actually going to put my glue on this side and slide it inside of the pocket. And that's because I don't want my lid showing on this side of my pocket. So if you're only making one pocket and you like that look better, you can totally just put it on the outside. But if you're making the little booklet, I suggest putting your glue. Oops, sorry, I knocked the tripod. My glue keeps drying up on me tonight. There we go. And I'm just going to add my glue to this side. And like I said, slide it down inside the pocket. It should fit just perfectly. And I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch space between the edge of my paper and my score line, so that it comes up just like that. And that's just so it doesn't interfere with the folding. And I'm just going to varnish that down. My desk is messy. I've been doing a lot of crafting today. So anyways, so here's our second one. We're going to do the exact same thing. Again, it's 4 7/8 by 3, and then you score at the 1.5 inch mark. I'm going to add my glue to this side. And then slide it down inside my pocket. Leaving about 1/8 of an inch between the edge of my pocket and the score mark there. Like I said, just so that it doesn't interfere with the fold of the lid. Now, if you stitched on your lid and you don't like the back of the stitching to show, I did create some mats for the inside of the pocket lid. Totally optional. I just don't like the back of my stitching showing, so that's why I did the mats. If you want the mats for the inside of your lid to cover that stitching, they are 4 3/4 inches wide by 7/8 inches tall, and like I said, they should cover those stitch marks. This is totally an extra step, totally optional, but I like to cover that. There we go. You could even stitch that matting piece if you wanted. I chose not to because I had enough stitching to do. I have to make 5 of these little booklets because I'm making 4 to swap and 1 for the hostess. So I said, nope, I'm not going to stitch that part. There we go. Like I said, these are 4 3/4 by 7/8. Right? Hold on. No. Okay, I lied. It's not 7/8. Is that what I wrote? Is that what I wrote? Where's my little post-it? It does. Okay, I lied. It is 4 3/4 wide, and it's actually 1 3/8 inches tall. I'm so sorry. Not 7/8. It's 1 3/8 inches tall. Okay, so now we can add our Velcro dots. If I can find mine, there they are. And I always suggest adding a little dab of wet glue to both sides of your Velcro dots because, well, I've never had good luck with just the adhesive that's on the back of the Velcro dots. So I always add a little dab of glue on both sides. And then I press them down, and I do not open them until I know that that glue is nice and dry on there. If that makes sense. So I'm going to add my little dot of glue, put this right here, and then add another dot of glue on this side. Press down, and I'm not going to open that again until I know that glue is good and dry. So now you have your 2 little pockets. Aren't they cute? Your little vellum / pattern paper pockets. And now you need your connector piece. Now I suggest that your connector piece be 110-pound cardstock so it's nice and sturdy. So this is 110-pound cardstock, and you're going to cut it at 3 inches by 5 inches. On the 3-inch side, you're going to score at 1 and at 2. Okay? So that's your connector piece. And I do have mats for the back of our pockets as well. So don't worry about this showing like this. We are going to cover it with a mat. So take your first pocket, and okay, you're going to score and varnish your score marks. And then on one side, now your connector piece is about a half an inch smaller than your pocket. So you're going to line it up so that there's about as much space on top as there is bottom. So just line it up in the middle of your pocket. And you want to leave about 1/8 of an inch space between your pocket and your score mark so that it doesn't interfere with the fold. So you can go ahead and just add some glue, wet adhesive, double-sided tape, whatever you prefer. And I'm just going to line this up, like I said, in the middle of my pocket, and making sure to leave about 1/8 of an inch between the edge of the pocket and the score line. I'm going to varnish that down on this side, flip it over, and varnish it down on this side. Okay, so there's your right side. And then here on the left side, you can add your glue. And again, just line it up in the middle so that there's about as much space on the top as there is on the bottom, and you're staying about 1/8 of an inch away from the score mark to not interfere with the fold. I know I keep repeating myself. I just want to make sure it's clear. I'm going to fold that over and varnish on this side. Now I have some mats for the middle of our connector piece. So I have one for the inside and I have one for the outside. Your connector mat, so you need 2 of them, 7/8 of an inch by 4 7/8 of an inch. You can see I did stitch on these 2. And I'm just going to add this right here to the middle so that it's not plain white. Press that down, spread that glue around so it gets nice and stuck. Excuse me. And then flip it over and add my other mat that again is 7/8 inches by 4 7/8 inches to the outside of the connector piece. Now, before we add our mats to the back of our pockets, I'm going to add some seam binding for the closure. I wish I had pink for my pink Christmas swap, but I don't. I only have this red, so I'm going to cut 2 pieces that are about the same length. They don't need to be very long because this is just a small little, pocket book. About like that. I am going to use my hot glue here and add it, just eyeball the middle. Add my seam binding. And then I'm also going to add a piece of double-sided tape for added security. Varnish that down. And then I'm going to flip this over so that I can line it up and see where I need to put my other piece of seam binding. So I can get it in about the same spot. There's my hot glue and my double-sided tape for double the security. And then we can get our mats for the back. You can see I stitched on these 2 because that's how extra I am. I did a lot of stitching for these things, but your mat should be 4 7/8 inches wide by 5 3 inches tall. And it should fit right on here like this. Before we add it, I am going to remove the backing of my double-sided tape here, like so, and then add my wet adhesive all around the outside edges and in the middle. And then I'm just going to center this up so there's about an even amount of space all the way around, because I cut it about 1/8 of an inch smaller than the pocket. I'm just going to varnish it down. I think it kind of looks neat with the double pattern paper, like the pattern paper around the edge. So then here's the back. We're just going to flip it over, remove that backing to the double-sided tape, add our wet adhesive all around the outside edges and in the middle, and then center this one up too. So yeah, and that's it. I mean, that's a pretty easy little packaging project. You could use it for flat mail, or heck, even these really thick shaker embellishments that I created. You can see I did use the 5mm foam. There's a rosette on it, and then this little shaker that I did with 2mm foam. So it is quite wide, and it does fit in here. So now that this glue is nice and dry, I'm going to carefully open this pocket up and show you that he fits right in. Right? So cute little packaging idea. Not the most sturdy thing in the world, but it's cute, and I thought it was a good idea for a couple of little embellishments for a little swab. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and I will get back to you. Other than that, have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.